a tasty jam.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Well, yeah, what have we got today?
We are with Strydom.
Well, yeah, these are very
These lovely Strydom guitars that we have. So
pretty looking guitars that we've got today.
So what do you have in your hand, Palak?
So what I have here is the Strydom S140 Ocean inlay. This is called the Ocean. Well, you see the blue.
And speaking of oceans, let's go to the other side where we have the mountains.
So if you're a beach person or a mountain person, we've got you covered today.
Alright, so this is again the S140, which is with the mountain inlays.
Wow.
And all mahogany build, solid top. And as you can see, these guitars look really pretty.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point that Strydom is going behind. They're just innovating with the design aspect of the guitars.
Yes.
And trying to find things that look pretty, but at the same time, they sound really beautiful as well. So
Exactly.
we'll put that to the test. But for now, so initial impressions of the design language, it's got really...
Exactly, I just wanted
You see
to talk
this
about that a
binding,
little bit.
like the abalone trim that it has.
Yes. I think that's a real attention to detail that Strydom is going for. Especially with aesthetics. We know nowadays a lot of guitarists, they like having a good guitar on stage that looks good for, obviously for video reasons, since everyone's into content creation these days. And you want to have a really good looking guitar.
And also I think, people sometimes want something recognizable. So everybody's using a plain old guitar. When you have something special in your hands, especially when you're on stage, I think people will look up to you and just relate with you a lot better that way, right?
Yeah.
You want to be remembered by someone who plays like a ocean guitar.
Yeah, and maybe write a song about the ocean.
Yeah, do that. Or just keep looking at it and inspire yourself.
Yeah, well, even if you're at home and you see this guitar sitting down on the
Yeah,
stand.
you want to play it more,
exactly.
right?
You want to pick it up.
So yeah, it's a really pretty looking guitar. They've got some shell work is what I'm hearing on the inlays.
Again, attention to detail is just incredible with these guitars.
Yeah, I think it's artificial shell, but yeah, it does look like
no
shell.
doubt.
There's some abalone stuff, style trimming that is going all around here. Yours does not have that, right? Yours
Mine
is a
does
lot more
not
cleaner.
have. It is more of a, it's got a cleaner setup. But one thing I like about the whole mahogany top, the way they finished it, it does remind you of like a mountain texture.
Exactly, it looks like the mountain dirt, and mine, it just looks like deep ocean waters.
Yes.
Like the color, I think they are spot on.
Absolutely.
And the theme also all around they have, it's like just a beautiful guitar that they are just trying to build. At the same time, let's run over the specs really quickly then.
Sure.
So mine here comes with a spruce top. So it's a solid spruce top, Sitka spruce top. And you've got mahogany back and sides that are laminated. So yeah, it's a pretty standard setup in terms of guitar land.
Oh, lovely. Well, on my end, I've got a solid mahogany top. With mahogany sides and back laminated. So that's one difference that we have here. And I really like the mahogany top just because it has a warmer feeling.
Yeah.
And again, keeping in mind with the ocean and the mountain theme, they've almost like, put that into the wood grain itself. So very interesting.
Also, that one would sound warmer, and I think when you're singing along with it, it complements it.
It does. For vocalists looking for a guitar where you want something that's not too shrilly or in your face.
This is
mahogany tops, that's the way to go.
What's over there?
Oh, okay. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that one. So I think that's the dune thing, the desert safari guitar.
We've done. We've gone to the ocean. We've gone to the mountains. Let's
go
to the desert. And what we have here is again the S241 by it's called the Dune series. And if you notice here, it's got these nice camel inlays.
Yeah, I do see.
A bunch of camels.
Looks like that painting that was on my grandma's wall.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's very pretty. And I think this one even gets like a small inlay over here, right?
Yes.
On the headstock.
Again, the headstock
also
shape
looks
is a little
different.
Yes, it's a little different. They've modified the top here. Got some nice inlays here. And what's interesting is they've gone for like a sunburst color on this one. And what I like about that is they've again stuck to this theme of
desert and just hot
sun. And then you've got this little
bevel cut.
Yeah, bevel cut, which is like sand in a way. So you're going from
Dunes.
sand
dunes.
sand dunes.
Yeah, on my guitar it looks like the beach,
Yeah,
the ocean water and the beach. So yeah, it's really pretty, and at the same time that serves a purpose where you can put your hand over it and it wouldn't like dig into your hand.
again, that's another innovation I think I
Yeah.
haven't seen on too many guitars.
Yeah, also another thing, the guitar body shape itself is very unique. What do you say
Mhm.
about that? Yeah.
So what I found about that is it's got a slightly larger bout. What that means is it gets a little more low end on there, and even the thickness is
It's more than more
more
you
than
would
average.
have on a normal size guitar, right? You can
Yes.
just grab that one behind you, so we can show them really quickly.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we
So
just put the-
if you take a look at that, this one is thicker.
yep,
It's got that thickness.
thick. So thickness obviously means more. There's more air to be vibrated in the chamber.
Yeah, that just gives it more bass and at
More
the same time more full sound, like all the ranges, even the treble, and it's more full, it's got more frequencies coming out, and that's just because more air and more volume, more projection.
No projection and
Sounds it's very loud of a guitar, like even when not plugged in.
yeah. I mean,
It's
I'll
got
just
good volume.
Yeah, this is without a pickup, and we just going. You can just hear it really pushing it, and it can serve. The thing I love is even if you play like softly.
So this one gets a spruce top, that is
Yes.
it Dune thing.
Yep, with the Dune one,
And,
it's a spruce top.
You got like a red rosette over here.
Oh yes, again, little detailing.
Great
That's
attention to detail.
Yes,
They do it differently on every model. Yeah, that one gets a rosewood fretboard. This also
Mhm.
gets a rosewood fretboard that's darker, so complements the inlay really well.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a rosewood bridge on this one. You get an ebony
Ebony on
bridge
this.
on that one, and I think that's a rosewood bridge on
Yeah,
the
that's a rosewood bridge.
mountain one on
Yes.
mountain inlay as well. So yeah, that's thing that wraps up the spec part.
Mm-hmm.
Can you turn your guitar around?
Yes. Now let's talk about some other detailing that I noticed.
Yep. So if you
This-
notice the Dune version,
It's got what we call a volute.
yeah, it's called a volute.
Volute. Okay.
It's called a volute.
Volute. Well, what that does is essentially it gives a little more bracing to the back of the headstock.
So if
which-
if any day it falls down,
it's got that additional support. As we know, traveling in flights and what have you.
And even when you're at home, maybe you just happen to tip it over.
Yeah.
Nothing is ever going to happen to your
Nothing's going to happen
guitar.
to the nice headstock. And also the neck, the way the neck joins onto the
dovetail
body.
joint.
Yes. It's a very unique design. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
this is
too many
like a more
guitars.
traditional way to do it,
Mhm.
the dovetail. But
Yes.
yeah, I really love how flat that is. That would like not interrupt you as much compared to this when you're trying
Yes,
to go up
so
the
when you're
frets.
going to go, you can see I can hold my thumb right flat up here and then
Yeah. Whereas in this case, it would be a little difficult to
yes,
do that.
good.
But yeah, still this is doable. It's like a traditional dovetail joint.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that pretty much covers all the specs. Let's
Mhm.
move over and hear how these guitars sound. So Keegan, please go ahead and show us a fingerstyle demo.
So let's go and do something like. So again, very responsive. I like how the guitar actually responds to my touch.
But yeah, at the same time, I feel if you're playing a lot of fingerstyle,
Mhm.
the bass end it's a little saggy, no? Don't you feel on this guitar when you're playing fingerstyle? It's
I
not
don't
like-
feel it. I don't feel it booming in terms
yeah,
of bass.
it's more like a engulfing type of bass. It's just there that it surrounds the whole sound.
Yeah, it's not.
It
Pronounced.
doesn't really like
Mhm.
pop out that.
No, it's not a very pronounced sound.
Yeah, like you would get on a Kepma guitar. or
Probably,
something like
yeah.
that. It's not like that, but yeah, I think that just makes it better for strumming. Can you just strum really hard now?
So now I'll just go with the strumming. I'll play the same thing. feel like there's a lot more clarity and spread over the frequencies, even though fingerstyle
sounds great while strumming.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you're a fingerstyle player, you should be cautious that the bass end is a little. There's a lot of ways. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So the bass ends are kind of like, it's not very tight in the bass end. That's what I would say. But yeah, it's a unique sound, and that makes it.
Some people might like it.
For me, it's really desirable. I absolutely love the way that sounds. But yeah,
Yes.
some people might find it a little annoying. So yeah, we're just putting it out there.
Yeah, just a little.
So I think both of these should sound pretty similar.
Maybe you can do some fingerstyle.
Yeah, I'll do some fingerstyle. I'll tune this really quickly. So yeah, it's not bad at all for fingerstyle, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's kind of bassier. If we strum the same thing.
Yeah, I think it just responds better to the strumming pattern.
Strumming that way, right? The sound is. I love how it picks the.
Yes.
So yeah, playing it with a pick, I think it sounds.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
I think it's just the way the strings react with each other when you're playing a full chord.
Yeah. That, and also given it has a solid top, so things just connect a lot
Yes,
better.
they connect. The frequencies connect a lot better.
Oh, just hear this.
Again, I like that decay.
Yeah, the decay is beautiful.
Beautiful,
Right?
right?
Let's just hear the sustain of this, no? First,
Mm-hmm.
let's just test the sustain.
I like the consistent decay. It doesn't just
yeah.
like
It
some
doesn't
guitars
do
do.
that. Yeah, it's pretty nice, man. I mean, yeah, they're even giving like a bone
Mhm.
nut and saddle, bone nuts.
Wow.
So yeah, let's now grab the mahogany version and do some sound testing on that.
So I'm just going to do some finger styling again.
Yeah. So what you should be hearing is more bass end, which this guitar already has a lot.
Yeah, it does so. I think similar characteristics, I would say, in terms of just having that.
But yeah, I think this one sounds a lot more tighter.
Yeah, it does sound a
Yeah.
lot more tighter.
The mahogany character, kind of, the bass is there and it's a lot more clear, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Compared to the other one.
The spruce tops, yes.
Yeah.
Also, I like the way, like, if I hammer a note.
Ooh, I like how the treble is also so rounded.
Yes.
I love that tone. Really sounds like an earthy mountain thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Goes
I
really
can
well with
imagine
the-
sitting in the mountains just
Strumming this.
strumming this. Yeah, that'd be the life. Also, I like the way the low end also has that treble element to it. So if I go like,
Yeah, it has that pop. That's what I was saying. That was lacking in this. Can you strum it now?
Now let's do some strumming.
Great. Ooh. Aha.
Now we see magic.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful, man. I think I've found a new favorite. What do you think?
I think I'm surprised, but out of the three, I find this to be like just the most
Best one, right?
The most
Even me.
responsive to everything, whether it's fingerstyle or I like the way it responds to the pick as well.
You want to do like a C chord comparison?
Cool.
Just for the people. So I'll play a C chord first. 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting how the wood just changes everything.
Yeah. Absolutely great. But yeah, both of them beautiful in their own ways.
Yeah.
Have to say, but I'm personally leaning towards that one.
Yeah, after playing these two,
Absolutely
I'm
loving
really
it.
loving
I
this.
think because of the mahogany and then the bigger bout and the bigger body and everything, just
yes.
it's like a complete package of that bass and
I mean, I've always
strong
been a
bottom
fan
guitar.
of mahogany just in general, just because I like that more mid-rangey style. Also, the kind of music that I play requires that. And this guitar seems to just do it perfectly. So one thing I will say when it comes to leads, it doesn't cut through as much because of the slightly mid-rangey. I think that's where the Spruce stops kind of.
But yeah, I think we lost ourselves in that jam. And
I guess
that
so,
was
we
just beautiful. And yeah, the spruce top does cut through the lead, like you were saying, a little better. But then yeah, when you strum on that,
Wow. If we start jamming, we'll just go on and on.
yeah, these are beautiful guitars, man. We can just play them for a long, long time. But yeah, that goes to prove the point once again for lead.
Spruce tops.
And yeah, that strums just, those sounds were
Just-
very full.
And it's something about a guitar that makes you want to play it more.
Yeah, and especially if it looks this good, sounds this good, plays beautifully as well. What about the playability?
I love the playability
Yeah?
of this. It just feels like home. It kind of.
Take a look at this action. I think this one is kind of high because this has been sitting around in the shop for a while. Can you just do it on yours?
So this action is relatively lower. But,
Yeah.
But also
But still, it's not like a super low action.
it's
though.
not super low because again you want to be able to strum really hard without having
Yeah.
any fret buzz.
But yeah, even being this high, the fretwork is
It's-
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's nothing you can complain about. In fact, it's very good. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And
If you just run your
it's got a double action truss rod as well. So in case something goes off, you can always just reach in and adjust yourself.
Yep.
So it's a pretty solid truss rod they've got in there. Fretwork is pretty good.
Yeah, if you just run your hand around the neck, it feels nice and
Yeah, so
finished.
if you just over here, if you can just hit it, you have to hit it with relative force. But yeah, it's not the most playable guitar at this price point, I would say.
Not exactly.
It's very good, it's very playable, but it's not the most playable. Nothing to complain about, but
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't complain too much about it.
yeah,
it feels comfortable to me as compared to some of the guitars that I've played in this price point.
I think a lot of that has to go with the setup also. So yeah, I think if you just go in and decrease the action of the
I guess with your guitar you wouldn't require a setup. Mine is set up and it feels just right. I played guitars where as soon as you start to go towards the higher frets, you start to just lose out on like tonal frequencies, you lose out on body.
Yeah, this sounds very pretty. So yeah, let's come and score this guitar finally.
Ooh.
So out of looks, how much do you give it out of 10?
10 on 10.
Yeah, me too, same 10 on 10
Just
on
looks beautiful.
What about the sound?
Sound, I would just give it a 9 on 10. Only the one would just be overall, just the overall sound of it if you're comparing it to like maybe some of the high ends. So
Same, I think it's a 9 on 10 sound, especially for the budget.
Yeah.
I think nothing ever gets better than this. Just the fact that, maybe the bass end could have been a little tighter, and that would be a more fingerstyle feature, but then at the same time, it's desirable when you're strumming the guitar. So yeah, it's two sides of the same coin. So yeah, that, and then playability, how much do you score it?
Playability, I would give it an 8 on 10.
I would give it a 7. Yeah, it's not the most playable guitar at this budget.
It's not the most playable.
But yeah, nothing to complain about, it's still very playable. So how much would you like to score this guitar out of 10 entirely?
So I would give different scores for these two guitars. This would be a solid 8.5 and I would rate the tune as an 8.
8.
Yeah, just because I'm biased towards mahogany tops.
Well, yeah, I like that one as well. If you ask me, I think this is a solid 9 on 10, man.
Yeah.
See, remember these are 15,000 rupees, around that money.
Yes.
Little higher.
Oh yeah, for that matter, yeah.
What 8.5? That's way too low, I think.
I'm just being
9. Yeah, 9 is nice.
Being stingy.
I think 9 is good. Only place where they can improve, I think, is probably the bridge pins. Slightly cheap feeling bridge pins could be a little better. According to me, I feel like, that's a small, but yeah, you can always buy new ones and put them. These are also nothing to complain about, by the way.
Not really.
And yeah, I think the tuning piece could be a little better. These kind of, go out of tune.
Yeah, we did have a problem with tuning, so.
I mean, it doesn't go out of tune very well, but like very much immediately or some. You can go around playing for 20 minutes. It holds tune perfectly, and then you'll have to like adjust a little.
Probably adjust it.
So yeah, tuning keys could be slightly better. I think that's why it's a 9 on 10. Otherwise, it could be a 10 on 10.
10 on 10.
So yeah, that was it for the Strydom S140s, the S241 Dune edition, the mountain inlay, the ocean inlay. What do you want to do? Just jam out?
Yeah, let's jam
Let's
around.
do that. BTS. You roll this towards the end. Bye.